Born the eldest of two children in 1913, Rosa Louise Macaulay was raised on her grandparents' farm in Pine Level, Alabama. As a child, Rosa was exposed to the realities of segregation. She walked to school daily because the elementary school bus system prohibited black students from riding. Rosa later attended the Alabama State Teachers College High School. However, due to both her grandmother and mother's illnesses, she was forced to drop out. At 19, Rosa met Raymond Parks, who worked with Montgomery's NAACP chapter. After their marriage in 1932 and much encouragement, she earned her high school diploma. Rosa joined Raymond in the NAACP, serving as the chapter's secretary and youth leader.
History is peculiar. It places gifted and talented women and men in situations where they must make a choice. The choice she made was on the afternoon of the 1st of December, 1955, on a bus as she was going home from her seamstress job in a department store in Montgomery, Alabama.
Rosa, along with 3 other black passengers, were told to give up their seats to a white male passenger. She refused and was arrested. An all-day bus boycott was organized on the day of Rosa's trial, December 5, 1955, where she was fined $14 and found guilty.
She was a role model for courage in the face of racial injustice. Rosa Parks, through her quiet eloquence, through her commitment both to her faith and to the cause of civil rights and racial equality, was prepared to sacrifice everything, her security, even her life, to fight for what was right, at least her perception of what was justice.
Thousands of people walked, carpooled, and took cabs to work. The boycott lasted 381 days, with the 26-year-old Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. as their leader. Rosa was not the first person to refuse to give up her seat. 2 other women were previously arrested for the same offense. However, it was this quiet 42-year-old who became the face of the Montgomery bus boycott. In 1956, groundbreaking history was made.
The Supreme Court decision by a 9-0 vote supported the civil rights position calling for an end to racial segregation on municipal buses.
Unable to find work, largely due to her political stance, the Parks moved north to Detroit, Michigan, and by 1965, Rosa began to work for Congressman John Conyers until 1988 when she retired. In memory of her husband and in her vision for a better tomorrow, Rosa co-founded the Rosa and Raymond Parks Institute for Self-Development, which educates young people on the civil rights movement, gives freedom bus tours, and provides youth with professional guidance. Rosa also worked giving lectures and advocating for social justice. Rosa Parks passed away on October 24, 2005. She was the first woman and second African American to lie in honor at the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. Rosa received over 24 honorary doctrines and numerous national and international awards, among them the Medal of Freedom from President Clinton and the Congressional Gold Medal of Honor. Rosa was a grassroots activist for social justice and peace, through her efforts in the civil rights movement to her participation in the anti-apartheid movement for South Africa. Although she never planned on getting arrested, her simple action changed the course of a nation.
I think Mrs. Parks unexpectedly had greatness thrust upon her.
March 1st movement, or Samye movement, refers to an event that began on March 1st, 1919. On this day in Korea, the Declaration for Korean Independence was signed by 33 brave Korean leaders and was proclaimed publicly at Pagoda Park in Seoul. After Japan took over Korea in 1910, they ruled Korea with intolerable aggression and brutality. On March 1st, 1919, Koreans who were tired of their oppressive rule made an outcry for independence. Numerous demonstrations for national independence erupted throughout the country. The Japanese authorities, trying to regain tight control, reacted with brutality. Many Koreans died, many were imprisoned, and many were left injured from participating in the movement. Among those that died was a teenage Christian girl named Gwan, who was just 18 years old. She was one of the leaders of her town and province. Her strong passion and conviction inspired many to join in the independence movement. Koreans did not gain freedom from this event, but the Japanese authorities loosened their tight grip and allowed Koreans to write and hand out Korean literature and to gather and meet. Japanese rule ended when they lost World War II in 1945. March 1st, since 1949, was designated a national holiday to commemorate the courageous demonstration of national spirit and to remember the sacrifice of those who died and suffered for the independence movement.